My mom, Cassandra Loranca, so she moved to Minnesota from Mexico when she was a child. It means a lot to me that she came to my school to be interviewed about her immigration story.
Well, thank you for coming, first of all.
Thank you.
Is there anything you'd like us to call you here?
You can just call me Cassandra.
Okay. Cassandra, how are you connected to the Brimhall community?
I've been connected for a while now with my first son, Alex. He's now at Rams. And now I'm continuing here connected with Max, who's in 6th grade.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been helping out with any of the school projects at Brimhall, or?
I've been volunteering since they were in kindergarten, so I've helped with a lot of projects.
What was your favorite project?
Let's see, field trips. I love volunteering at field trips. You know, you have so much fun, and then you get to see how all the kids interact, and then you get to learn many things too that many times you didn't know. You know, there's the first time I went to the Bell Museum, I had never been there, so it was great for me too.
What is the most memorable field trip you've chaperoned?
The most memorable.
Good or bad?
Let's see. I think to the Science Museum. I really like that one. I had a lot of fun with all of the kids, so I really like that one.
How old were you when you immigrated here?
I was 11 years old.
Is there anyone you traveled with?
Yes, I traveled with my mom and my 2 sisters, Denise and Michelle.
What was the hardest change for you?
Everything was really hard. Let's see. To me, I guess the hardest one was having to get here and then all of a sudden be stuck in this 1-bedroom apartment, not be able to go out when I used to be out all the time in Mexico.
Did you know any English when you moved here?
No.
How did you learn?
I started really learning when I was on 7th grade. I had a ESL class, so there were a lot of teachers that would go ahead and help all of the students that didn't really know any English. So that's how I started learning.
What's your favorite food from Mexico?
Pipián. It's a dish that is prepared with pumpkin seeds. So if you were to look at it in front of you, it would look nasty because it looks green. But once you try it, it's really good.
Do you still make it?
Yes.
How did you feel about coming to the U.S.?
I didn't like it. I was really upset. I didn't want to leave my friends. I didn't want to leave my grandpa, the rest of my family. So I wasn't too happy.
Why did you come to the U.S.?
There were some people that were receiving threats of kidnapping, and my mom received a letter that they were gonna kidnap us. So my mom said to flee Mexico and bring us here, with some family members that we had here.
If any questions make you uncomfortable, you don't have to answer
Yeah.
them.
Oh no, that's fine.
What do you... Oh, sorry, you go.
No, I was like, we kind of already asked question 6.
What do you miss most about Mexico?
I would say the rest of my family, my grandpa.
Is it hard being away from them?
Yes, extremely hard. The last time I saw my grandpa, I was 15 years old, because I went back to Mexico when I was 14. And since then, I haven't seen him.
I forgot what question we were on. What was your day-to-day life like in Mexico?
Let's see, during the week, I would wake up around 6:30, go to school at 7. I would get out of school around 2 in the afternoon. I would go home, do my homework, eat, and then around 4 p.m., all of the kids would go out. So it was like 30 kids playing on the streets. And all of us would just be playing. The adults would all of the adults would take out their chairs and just sit on their chairs and just be talking with each other while all of the kids were playing. And then around 8 p.m. we would go inside, and then just get ready to go to sleep. And then on the weekends, let's see, I would wake up and then just get out of the house, go see my grandpa at his job, and just spend the day with him and then with my friends.
How old were you when you got your first job?
I was 14.
What was your grandpa's job?
He was a butcher, so he would sell pork meat.
Friendly place for kids.
What was your favorite game to play?
Hide and seek. It's really fun, especially if you have 30 kids.
Do you know any English when you came here?
Just we already asked that.
No, I
I
didn't.
forgot what question we are.
What was like the hardest adjustment to moving?
Being away from my family, and then just having to be inside the whole time in here. Of course, when we arrived, winter arrived, and I was not used at all to being inside, staying inside the whole time. So that was really hard for me. I was used to just being outside and playing the whole time. So that was really hard for me.
How did you get to the United States?
Let's see. So we went ahead and crossed the border, and then once we got to Phoenix, we got into a car, or they got us into a car, and they drove us to Minnesota.
Okay, and then
Where did you live in Mexico?
I lived in the state of Morelos, and I lived on the town called Azochiapan.
I feel like this would really it surprised a lot of people. What was your reaction when you first felt and experienced snow?
What do you mean?
Snow,
snow?
Yeah.
I thought it was, I was excited. I was really excited to see snow. The first days. After that, then later it just became a little too much. I wasn't used to having to wear so many layers. And especially when we first arrived, my jackets were not the best. So I would have to wear 4 jackets underneath, so I could barely move. So if you've ever seen one of those movies where the kids are like this, that was how I was. I could barely move when I was walking. So I hated that. But the first time that I saw and I was able to touch the snow, it was really fun. Yeah.
Do you have a really what was the first thing that made you feel really comfortable here and made it feel more like home?
When I started making friends, it was a relief to know that I could make friends again, that I could start all over, and also when I started learning English and I was able to communicate, instead of just staying quiet and not knowing what was going on. So that was fun.
Are you still friends with any of your friends from Mexico?
Yes, in fact, I have several of my elementary school friends on Facebook, and I do talk to them a lot.
About the kidnapping, did you know anyone that got kidnapped?
I didn't, but my parents did. My mom knew some of the people that had already gotten kidnapped. So she didn't want to take any chances, and that's why she just decided to leave.
Do you know if
Why?
the kidnappers got caught?
No, not that I know of.
Or did you like already move by then?
Yeah, we had already moved by then.
Do you know why they were threatening to kidnap you?
Well, during that time, they just started doing it a lot. So anyone that they would see that had a business, and my mom had a store. So anyone, if they would see that they had a business, they thought that they had a lot of money, or they assumed that they had a lot of money automatically. So then they would send a letter saying, hey, you need to save money because this is how much we're going to charge you. And we're going to be kidnapping your kids. And so they did that with many other people. They sent them a letter. And then after the letter, they kidnapped their kids. They would have to pay the ransom, and then they would give their kids back. And then my mom received the letter, and my mom didn't want to wait for us to get kidnapped, so she just left everything behind.
Did like the kidnappers like ever like decide to like follow anyone, or did they like expect anyone was going to move away?
Well, we knew that they had or they knew other people around Mexico, so that's why we didn't stay in Mexico at all. So that's why we decided to not, or my mom decided to not move to any other state and just flee the country, just because she didn't want to take any chances of any repercussions and knowing somebody else on another state.
So we've been pretty dark right now. So did you have any pets in Mexico?
Yes, I had let's see, we had pigs. I had some chicks. I had a cat, 3 dogs.
What were the cats and dogs' name?
Let's see, one's Skippy. The dog was Laika. Let's see, one of the cats was Canelo. Another dog was Solovino. Another dog was Chimo. And the other cat, oh God, I don't remember the third cat. It was more of my grandma's cat. So they were kind of wild. They would just come back and then they would leave.
Did you bring any of the pets with you?
No, we couldn't bring any of them.
Did you like give them to your grandparents then?
They stayed over there with my aunties and my uncles, because the way we lived, so our house was a whole block. So we had a lot of family members that lived on the same space, and we all shared the same backyard. So then they just stayed with them.
Did you like bring anything with you, or because you said like you just left everything? What did you bring with you?
I brought a cross that my great grandma had given me, and then let's see what else, and then we brought a little small luggage with makeup, because my mom at that time used to sell makeup, so she thought, well, maybe when we arrived there I could sell some too if we need some money. So that's what I ended up bringing. So, but the most significant thing was the cross that my grandma had given me.
Do you ever plan on taking your kids to go visit Mexico, or have you already taken them?
I would love to. If I would ever get the opportunity, yes. Right now I can't really go out of the United States. So I can't travel over there, so otherwise I wouldn't be able to come back. But I have told them that, the moment we get a chance, yes, I will definitely take them.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
She's been kind of getting dark.
No, I don't think that...